Hey, everybody. I'm sorry. I have a quick part two. I don't know why I closed this out without doing what I intended to do, but I did. So let me just quickly go through the actual assignment. So in your portfolio for professional writing, you are going to have multiple things. And of course, I kind of mentioned that in part one, but here's the list of things that you need to include. First is going to be a memorandum, and you need to research what a memorandum looks like, set it up that way. I would prefer you use your current workplace. However, if you do not have a current workplace, you can either make one up, you can use a past job, whatever, but it should be a document that would be shared internally at a workplace. That's what memos are for. Um, you can use a real situation if you want to, but you don't have to. I've got some possibilities here for like thought processes that you could use to get yourself started. You can use any of these however you want to, or you can use a real thing that you would need to share with people at your workplace, either real or imagined. The second item is going to be an email to your boss in which you either that you do one of the following, and it needs to be, it could be a real boss, but it could also be an imagined boss. If you don't have a current job, obviously it's going to be an imagined boss, but this is a formal email to your boss. So it needs to be written formally. It does not have to be in an actual email. You can write it directly in Word, but set it up as you would in an email. You can either ask for time off, you can inform them of a problem, you can suggest something, use any of those that you want. Or if you have something else that you really need to email your boss about, feel free to utilize that as well. The next item is going to be a text message to someone where you need to be formal and use proper language. So there's a lot of possibilities. Most people write a text message to me. And you can certainly send me a real text message, but you don't have to. This can be just typed into Word, how you would phrase it. So I've given you again some ideas, maybe professional networking, maybe a job application or interview confirmation, maybe client communication if you've got a workplace that you deal with customers or clients. Maybe it's an educational or academic communication like with me or any of your professors. It could be a formal invitation if you were sending it out to to people in your workplace or whatever. Anything that needs to be done excuse me, in a formal manner. Second item, or the next item, sorry, we're like three items in. There are two business letters and they're slightly different. Um, both of them revolve around asking for something. So in the first business letter, I want you to choose an issue that you would like to see addressed either at the school or at your current job. Part of this assignment is to do the research to figure out who you should address the letter to. Do not automatically assume it's the college president or the CEO of a company. You want to address the specific person who could actually solve the problem. So, for example, if it was a problem with building maintenance, then it would be facilities. You would find out who's in charge of the facilities department and address it to that person. It does need to be a person. It can't just be facilities or HR, or it needs to be a human being. You're going to define the problem and the suggested solutions and follow all conventions of business letters, including the addresses, dates, salutations, including punctuation. This is one that a lot of people get wrong. Dear Mr. Smith, colon. All I'm going to say, you should find this through research, but I'm going to give you a couple little clues. Paragraphing, again, the paragraphs themselves will be single spaced with a double space in between. So really follow all of that. And feel free to research this. Don't just make it up. Business letter number 2 needs to be an issue that you would like to see addressed either in your neighborhood, your city, or in the state of Florida. Again, do the research needed to figure out who you should be mailing this to. It's not necessarily a mayor. It's not necessarily Governor DeSantis. You want to address this letter to the right person. So again, that's part of your background research. After the 2 business letters, you will have 2 social media posts. Again, they don't have to be real. They don't have to be typed onto, Word or Word. They don't have to be typed into Facebook and then shared or whatever, or Instagram. But you will tell which one you would use. So for example, the first one, it says you've accepted a new job and you want to announce it on your LinkedIn profile. Write a paragraph that would be appropriate to post on this professional and social media platform. So you need to think of LinkedIn as your medium for that one. For the social media post number 2, you're going to share it somewhere else. It shouldn't be LinkedIn, but it could be Facebook, it could be Instagram, it could be wherever, something that you're familiar with, and make it be about participating in a community service event. You want to send out a professional message about it. Do specify what platform or platforms you would use. And because this is potentially Instagram or TikTok or something like that, feel free to make a video or photo along with it, because of course that's how we would normally present that information in those venues. Facebook, you could have just text, but most people don't. So what would you include with it? All right. So there's part 2. Sorry, I got myself distracted earlier and had to make a part 2, but now you have both of them. So enjoy.